I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we are going to take 8 questions for grade 8 students. They are based on circle chords. You may treat this as a worksheet with 8 practice questions. We'll begin with the chord theorem, prove the theorem, and then take these type of questions which you have seen here, right? So these are the questions which we are going to solve one by one. So let's first understand what is the theorem, how do we prove it, and then we'll take up the solution of the questions. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. You see a circle here in the diagram with center O. The chord is AB. The line OM is perpendicular to the chord. So we are going to discuss this type of a situation in this video. So let's understand what is written here. Perpendicular OM from the center of the circle O to the chord AB bisects the chord. So this perpendicular from the center of the circle O to the chord AB bisects the chord. It really means that it divides it into two equal parts, which is BM is equal to MA. So we need to prove that BM is equal to MA. So that is the chord theorem. Perfect. It is true, but we have to prove it once. How do we prove it? Well, the approach is that you can join these 2 points forming 2 triangles. So let me do that. So if I join O with A and O with B, as you can see, we have 2 different triangles. Are these triangles congruent? I guess they are. We have 90 degrees here, right? A common side there, correct? And what else? What else? Well, it is the radius. Perfect. Some of you got it. So this is the radius O to R. The radius is also common. So in a right angle triangle, if the hypotenuse, which is the radius in this case, is congruent and one of the sides is congruent, we say leg. Hypotenuse leg theorem is there to show that these 2 triangles are congruent. This makes sense to you. So that is what I've written here. So you can go through this proof. We just join OA and OB. OA equals to OB, radii of the circle. Triangle OMA is congruent to triangle OMB. Hypotenuse leg theorem. And since they are congruent, each side is also equal. So MB is equals to MA. And therefore, we have shown that these 2 are equal. Perfect. That was the theorem. So I hope the theorem is clear to you. We do have a related theorem here, and that is diameter perpendicular to the chord will bisect the chord, right? So diameter will always go through the center, right? So even if you extend this, it becomes a diameter. Do you see that? So diameter will also bisect the chord, right? It is a right bisector. The other way to look at it is that the right bisector of the chord will go through the center. You get the idea. Many different ways to look at it. Well, anyway, we have shown that if we draw a perpendicular from the center to the chord, it bisects the chord. Simple as that. Based on this, let us try to solve the questions now. Now we are given here a circle with the center whose distance from the chord we need to find, as it is written as x. We are given the radius and 1/2 of the chord. Can you find the value of x? It should not be difficult. So you can try to answer this particular question. Now we know these 2 sides are equal. Therefore, clearly, if this is 13.5, the other side should also be 13.5. Is that clear to you? And we know this is a right angle triangle. So in a right angle triangle, the sides are related. a square plus b square is c square, the hypotenuse square. Perfect. And therefore, you can find the value of x. X square is equal to 16.7 square minus 13.5 square, correct? That is how we have related. And now we can say x is equal to square root of 16.7 square minus 13.5 square. Is that clear to you? So you can calculate this answer and move on to the next question. Now in the next question, it is slightly difficult since it is not that direct. We need to find the x, which is this portion, right? So how much is this? Well, radius is 19.8. So we need to find the distance from the center to the chord. So let me just connect the points, form my triangle. Now it looks familiar, correct? Perfect. We know that this side is 17.5 and the radius is 19.8. And therefore, let's call this as y. Y is equal to square root of 19.8 square minus 17.5 square, correct? So that is the value of y. And x will be equal to 19.8 minus y. So I hope you have got the solution. You need to do this calculation to find the answer. Similarly, the next one here. We need to find the x. Well, in this particular case also, it is similar to what we had done earlier, right? We know this time that the diameter is 37.6. You find the radius, which is half of this, and then figure out the answer. You know, one side is 16 and the other side is half of 37.6. So, half of 37.6 will be what? 37.6 divided by 2 is this particular length. And so, you can find the other length as equal to y. And you can say that y is equal to the hypotenuse, which is 37.6 divided by 2 whole square, right? So 37.6 divided by 2 whole square minus 16 square, correct? Square root. Once you get the value of y, you know the value of x. X is equal to 37.6 divided by 2 minus y. Is that clear to you? Purposely, I am not doing these calculations. I would like you to work on these calculations. Treat my solution as a hint for solving the question, correct? So that is the idea. So this is a worksheet for you. You can actually solve these questions and learn. This question is similar to what we have already done, so it should not be very difficult for you. Here again, it is also similar to the previous question. Note, this given value is the diameter, right? So from this diameter, find the radius. Radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. And once you get the radius r, then you can find the value y, and subtracting the value y from the radius gives you the value of x. So use this concept to solve rest of the questions. You get the idea. Once you've gone through that, you can actually, let me know if you need help. We can always provide you with detailed solutions and share more questions with you. But I hope with this, you have understood how do we prove the chord theorem, and related to this, how do we solve the questions. So in all the questions related to chord theorem, we saw Pythagorean theorem is utilized. You get the idea. So I hope this concept really helps. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my video, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.